So somebody in there is going to keep making lots of noise until they finally aggravate me enough to open the door and yell at them. But I'm not going to do that, because right now I'm trying to send a message of love and kindness and stuff like that. I'm adding a video to this that something doesn't want me to make, because I'm talking about love, and I'm talking about goodness and making heaven. And something doesn't like me to do that. Every time I go drive to like another state or something like that to go talk to my wife or something, I've had a blowout in my car at specific moments where I knew that is because I was doing something to try and make love happen with people. And Jesus said one time, I don't believe everything in the Bible, one time Jesus in the Bible said was praying, and I was doing that one time, and at a specific moment in time, I should say, and I was trying to figure what I could do that would how I could show people that I love them in such a way that would actually make a good difference in their lives, and that it would make them, that they'd feel good and happy. And so I said, I kind of was praying, and I said, what am I supposed to do? And at that second, the car tire blew out, and for some reason, that seems to be the thing that happens when I'm going somewhere to go see part of, someone that's part of my family, and to show them love. Something doesn't want me to do that, and I don't, I have an idea of what it is, but I don't know what I should call it. Some people say the devil, some people say evil, I don't know what it is. So something doesn't want me to show or talk about love, especially when I'm doing very good, or my thought is I'm starting to do a very good job of it. Now I made the video that I'm with this video that you'll see here in a minute. I wasn't shaving that, and I did that actually as a thing for Brianna, because she used to do like this, and I thought that she said, oh, Daddy, I like your pokies, or she'd rub her hands like this, or anyway, she likes giraffes now. So I thought, well, maybe maybe giraffes eat from a tree, prickly kind of tree, or pokey tree, and so I thought, well, I'll do that. But my wife likes when I've shaved. So that's why most of my videos are all shaved. Anyways, I was coming back in the house, and after making that video, and I seen this thing that said Remington. The word "ming" has not been, whenever I've seen the word "ming," it usually is not part of something that's good. It's like something mean was about to happen to me, and I don't want that. And so I thought, oh, maybe I'm not supposed to, maybe I shouldn't put this video in there, and maybe something is going to happen. But the video is a good video, and it has, some of the things that I say in the video are very good, and things that you should, I'm not gonna know how to say this, maybe any way I say it is not gonna, I don't know, take it to heart, listen to it, hear it, but it's something that you should hear. and I hope that it makes you. I hope that it makes a good difference. And the thing is, if something happens to me because I put this video on YouTube, then something's gonna happen. So maybe that's, I hope that doesn't happen. If it does, this video is important enough that you need to be able to hear it. And I just heard that, but it's because I love you, and I don't know if I'm going to get to live the life that I want to live while I'm alive here. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. And if it does, I think it'll be because I put this video up. And if it doesn't, then at least the video will be there for something good. So I'm putting the video on YouTube, no matter what the consequence. Now I hope the consequence is good. And I want to say this for Brittany. I love you very much. Whew. It'd be great if I could kind of go back in time to when I took you back to Florida. I wish I'd never done that. I hadn't legally adopted you. I'm your dad, I should have never taken you back to Florida. I should have never taken you there. And all these years I felt like, I love Jennifer, and I felt like she's been missing in my life. There was a lot of times she just didn't seem to like. I went to where she worked, and I was like, come home, She just, I don't know, she didn't care. I wasn't supposed to talk about that because she worked at a restaurant. I don't want to be arrested because I'm talking about it. But, I'm making this video all wrong. I don't know how to make it right because, well, I do know how to make it right. I just say, I love you. And I always have and I always will. And I'm loving you at this moment. And this moment is always, we're always living this moment, aren't we? He's gonna keep making all that noise. Doesn't matter. I love him anyways. They don't, my folks say they don't care much about my hopes, goals, or dreams. They sure don't express it. If I make something beautiful outside, my dad often will just throw stuff around and doesn't care. He's crushed flowers and stuff that I've planted, and trying to make things beautiful and crass and rude, and as long as it's his way, it doesn't matter. And I don't want you to feel the way that I feel. I don't want you to feel the way that my parents make me feel. I want you to know that I love you, that you're important, that your hopes and goals and dreams and the things that you want are something that are things that as long as your hopes and goals and dreams are good and loving and kind for other people, you and other people, then that's something that I want. And and your happiness is paramount, hugely important. It's, I mean, I don't know what. Yeah, I sure like you to feel like you were born in heaven. I'm trying to figure out how to change the world so it feels like that. I'm trying not to feel like a failure so that I can keep going. Because I'm, you know, because they're. Kind of a, I don't know. I feel like you know, I wouldn't change being your dad for anything in the world, and I feel like I let you down for bringing you to a world that where people are supposed to be free and it's supposed to feel like heaven, and it doesn't. It's supposed to, and I'm trying to figure out how to make it so that it does feel like heaven, because I'd hate for you to live all your life just trying to figure out how to make your way in this world. Because I want you to be able to live a life of maybe abundance, of joy, happiness, love. So, enjoy this video. I kind of like making these videos with the phone. Yeah, straight up and down. Down. I don't know. This kind of feels. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. On a computer, maybe it's I don't know. I think most people watching the YouTube videos on the phone and stuff like that. So, the YouTubes. It was another video that I'd seen, but anyways, I had this thought. I thought, you know, I should really talk to. I should share this idea with folks. Of watching some videos about vegans and stuff, and this one guy who was Christian, he was like, you know, well, you know, God knows that I do stuff that isn't necessary or mean or, you know, stuff like that, but He forgives me. And so the vegetarian guy says to him, he says, I mean, do you think that God would rather you not do that, though? I mean, just because he you know, just because the guy believes that, you know, God provides forgiveness for that. But I mean, the forgiveness kind of is kind of like, you know, well, okay, yeah, I see that, you know, I was doing something wrong, so I'm not going to do that anymore. Or I'm going to do my best not to do that anymore. Or, you know, I'm just going to, you know, that's what I'm going to, you know, that's what I'm going to strive to do. That kind of thing. And, you know, then God says, okay, well, now you're trying to be a nice guy, you know. So yeah, of course I forgive you because I love you. And if you're trying to be a nice guy, then why, you know, it's about the present moment, right? It's about who you are right now. It's not who you were. Because who you were was who you were. That doesn't mean who you were. Even if you were a good person a long time ago, that doesn't exist anymore. It's what you are now. That's the present. That's why we call, you know, that's why people talk about living as being a gift. Now, but the guy just kept going on, and he was actually using, I don't believe everything about Christianity, but he was actually using Christianity. Here's what I do know about a lot of Christians. Lots of Christians feel like they're good people and they're trying to do a good thing. Now, Christianity teaches people that they're tainted from the moment that they're born, and I just wonder how many people that believe that have actually, held a child in their hands and go, geez, what a great kid you have. You tainted. That's kind of dumb, and don't you, So this guy was actually using, the guy on the video that I was watching, he was using Christianity to justify being and doing something that he felt was unnecessary and immoral. People, I've heard people say, lots of stuff trying to defend their religions and stuff like that, but to use their religion to defend being bad, I think that's so Christianity, I use this analogy every once in a while, or I say, if you have a bowl of apples or something like that, and most of the apples in there, or lots of the apples in there, are rotten. But there's some good apples in there. Do you eat all the apples, even the rotten ones? Or do you just choose the ones that are good? I got a wife from New York. But it's not the New York part of her that, I don't know. I don't really know that. Well, I do and I don't. But I like the SeaWorld part of her, or maybe not SEA or Universal or Mercado, or we used to have a bunch of fun together. I like having those experiences with her. She made me feel she made me feel loved, and she made me feel my loving her was made her happy, and that was she enjoyed me loving her, and she enjoyed loving me, and so that was a good thing. I was thinking about Brittany. What got me making this video was actually thinking about Preston. He sent me a picture of my grandson. It's just a great picture too. Background wasn't the best in the world, but my grandson's he's a good looking kid, man. He's a handsome little guy. So, I have all these kind of different thoughts and feelings. When I was, of course, the first thing I thought when I got the picture was, wow, I love it, it's a great picture. But, and not but, I have some self-esteem. In other words, I love me. I love you. I love you as much as I love me. Sometimes I feel like maybe I love you more. I hope not. I hope I love me as much as I love you. But anyways, so because of that, like anybody, I don't when people, people treating me with a lack of respect and love is not something that I enjoy, like, appreciate, or think that I should, send a message to people that it's okay that you just, be rude and mean to somebody, and it's okay, because it's not. Now, I don't want my kids, or now let me say that, because these expressions, what I was going to say is I don't want my kids to think that I'm going to give them some kind of guilt trip. But I don't like starting it with saying I don't want my kids. I'd rather say giving my kids a guilt trip is not something that I want, and it's not something that I to do. I don't want to be like, oh, you should have been nice. Why didn't you? Because I'm very just, I'm happy just when they call or email or anything good like that. Visit, hug, but. So I don't want to, I don't want to be standoffish, and say, I don't trust you, but I feel like, I want to be careful. Now, the reason I feel that way is because he didn't express any, hey, Dad, I'm sorry, or anything like that. And I don't ask him to say those things. I would like him to say those things, but I'm not going to ask him to say those because that's for him to say when that's something that he feels. Or when that's something that he wants to express in some kind of way of saying, yeah, I'm sorry, I was ignoring you and didn't talk to you and was rude to you, those kinds of, but and then I would want that conversation to be about, maybe less than 30 seconds or something, because that's not something that I want to dwell on. But I do, there is something as far as acknowledging the fact when you've done somebody, I mean, it's been a year and a half, something like that, something like that. But love doesn't like a year and a half of neglect. And anyways, so he didn't see anything. He just sent the picture and it said grandson, and then there was the picture, and so I appreciate that, Preston, and I love you. Anyways, that's what got me, thinking, hey, I want to make a video. Because I don't like doing so much of the writing in an email or texting or stuff like that. I'd rather talk to you, because I love you. This gives me an opportunity to kind of just talk to you like a friend and let you look at me and see, and I think that's, that's a good thing if these phones are good for something, it's being able to actually look at somebody that, even if they're whatever they are, is a good thing. Kind of brings us closer together. So that's what got me thinking about that. And then, I think about Preston. I tend to think about Jennifer and think about Brittany and those experiences that I was talking about I had with Jennifer. A lot of those experiences I had with Jennifer and Brittany and becoming a dad, and how much fun it was to be a dad. Being a dad is a good thing, and it's a fun experience when you actually get to be the dad. So anyways, so I was having these other thoughts, well, I made a video the other day, about being thankful for Jennifer, for, being my wife even while I smoke cigarettes, and, I didn't, and I don't know whether that was annoying or an easy thing for her to do or whatever, the other day I was talking about, maybe getting like some e-cigarettes or something just to kind of exhale, because I felt like I felt like I was too much living in hell. you know, I mean, at this moment, like when I feel like I'm talking to you and stuff like that, I feel like I don't need that, and that I don't. The thing is, you know, I don't. Sometimes when I'd smoke a cigarette, I'd feel like felt like I was kissing somebody's butt, you know, 'cause that's what they call it. End of a cigarette. Now, somebody named it that for whatever reason. I don't know what it was, but or I don't have any idea what it was. But and then I thought, you know, all the time, you know, when I was going, man, I'd sure rather be kissing a girl than smoking a cigarette. Smooching, or maybe smooching. I don't know what's the right word. So I've had all these thoughts inside. Preston emailed me that picture. You know, part of the reason I quit smoking is because I wanted to be, you know, because I wanted to be ready at a second's notice. You know, just be, you know, to be able to hug my family. Anytime they felt like they wanted a hug, I didn't want to have a cigarette getting in the way. Again, I don't blame anybody for smoking a cigarette. It's time to feel like you got to blow off some steam or something like that. I don't blame anybody. I was riding in the truck the other day. The job I took as a landscaper because, like I said it on another video, but, and two of the guys in the truck were smoking, and it was almost making me sick. Now, it was a brand of cigarettes, because some cigarettes actually smell very good, but that particular brand of cigarettes, it just, you know, you know, and I was like, you know, I don't want to be sitting in a truck with somebody smoking even a cigarette that smells good. Not that I think that the smoking the cigarette is bad. You know, people go through different times in their lives where they need certain things, and I don't fault them for that, because the world, the society, the culture that you know, at least that I've grown up, I don't know. Puts that kind of pressure on, and it's much better to smoke a cigarette than it is to, you know, punch a wall or start yelling at people or, you know, stuff like that. It's just better to do that. So anyways, but now I'm where, you know, not only do I not want that, I feel like, you know, maybe if I do this more, I don't need it. It'd be much better if you're actually here with me. Just think about some people that I love standing next to me, you know, maybe making a video together, kind of a family video. But another thing that I was thinking about, and the thing that, you know, that said, you know, hey, you need to talk to some people about this, is that people talk about God a bunch. And you know, sometimes they say, you know, God lives in heaven. Sometimes you can look at a certain place and go, oh man, that looks like heaven. Maybe God lives in heaven. Now, you can find God, you know, even if you believe, you know, even if you're just Christian, right? Or just, even if you're, I don't want to say just Christian, even whether you're Christian, you're Islamic, you're Buddhist, you're Hindu, you can find God looking right at somebody. Looking right at somebody. In other words, looking at them the right way. Not, direction. So we have right's a bunch of different words, right? Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's right, and sometimes it's right. And I kind of think maybe we should each word should have one thing that it is, and not a bunch of different things. But I want to talk about that. So some people write things down, and then they have people look down to find God. I will say books, or whether it's a Bible, a law book, a Quran, these types of things. And so you're looking down to find God. Now, I think people in Christianity, and I'm not sure about Islam, but I know that people say that God is supposed to be living down in Hades and hell and all that stuff down. And so they got you looking down. Now, if you're a Christian, and I'm pretty sure it maybe says this in some kind of other religious scriptures and stuff like that, is the kingdom of heaven is within you. In other words, we can find that looking at each other. Either look up or look at each other. Now, I would say look at each other the most. Look up. But don't necessarily, if you want to look down to find God, it should not be in a book. Because a book is a bunch of dead tree. Right? It's dead tree. If you want to look down to find God, maybe pick your kids up. Right? Or look at them when they're playing around, running around doing stuff. Or, look them in the eye when they're kids, grown. Or look at your wife and if you can't find heaven and God looking at your wife, you have to, or if you're a wife, you should be able to find heaven looking at your husband. You should be able to find God in your husband. Jesus, it's a plural word. It's there are times where I feel, okay, when I was a kid, I used to watch this movie called Never Ending Story. At the beginning of the movie, bullies chase this kid into a garbage dumpster. At the end of the movie, he got to chase them into the garbage dumpster. Now, he got his revenge on them without actually hurting them. And some people have done some pretty, people have done some terribly awful, mean, and hurtful things to me. And I'm not talking about, my kids just ignoring me and stuff like that. That's not good, but it's not, like, people in the government have been, like, horrible. Now I'd like to have an ending in some ways, not the same, but in some ways the same as a Never-Ending Story, where you kind of, you get them back, or you get your revenge on them, but not in a way that's actually harmful. Just where they go, hey, we actually see what's right now, and we actually, we understand how we were being wrong, and doing wrong. But so people have, somebody a long time ago, a government at the Council of Nicaea, the government tries to steer people away from God as often as they can. Maybe that's why they call it a driver's license, right? They want you to take the state's license. They're steering you away from God so that you have their government's license. And then, of course, now, Washington, D.C. came from Virginia and Maryland, Virgin Mary. And, and out of many one, pluribus unum, right? And then it's Air Force One. And people talk about there being one God, Jesus was on the earth, what he was trying to teach people is that the kingdom of heaven is within you. And Jesus wasn't actually just one person's name. It was a plural name. It was about, he was trying to say, look, God is in all of you. You're all capable of being God. You can make anything you want to make. You can make a world, right? We've got a beautiful world here, right? We can make a planet. We could, instead of calling it, we call it planet Earth, but what? I mean, is there anything wrong with calling it planet Heaven? Why don't we do that? Right? That's what I would like to do. See, it looks like heaven because that's what it's actually supposed to be. Doesn't matter if somebody introduced money into the societal system and said, here, ask each other and use this and limit the amount of love that you can give each other and stuff by limiting yourselves with money. And that's the only thing that could turn heaven into hell. It doesn't matter that they did that to us because we can free each other. I went to McDonald's and I said, hey, can I get something to drink? And the girl said, it's $1.05, and I said, I thought you love me more than that. She just kind of looked at me. So, what do you do? But here's what you do. You just free each other. You say, you know what? We're not going to ask each other to pay anymore. We're not going to allude to it. We're not going to trick each other into it. There's not going to be any tricks. Life isn't a test. It's a gift. The experience of living is a gift, and that's why we're supposed to live in the present. And if you look in someone's eyes and you look at them with love, you'll see God, because you'll see it in yourself through their reflection. And that will emanate not only from you to them, but from them to you. I love you very much, and I just like you to stop looking down to find God at a book or in a book, and find God in a hug, a kiss, and a soft-spoken word. In the way that you look at each other and the things that you do, and the idea of actually living free. It's not freedom. Free is not done. I know they have you to say that word, and sometimes it's easy to say, but the vibration that we're speaking when we say freedom is not smart. It's not intelligent. It's not the best thing we can do. Free good. We don't have to add on to the word free. We could just say we want to be free people. We love being free. We don't love freedom. Government likes that word because I think free is dumb. But even when they do stuff free, they're making somebody pay, and that's not the right way. And it's not all the people in the government, because there's lots of good people that work in the government. They just they've been taught to look down, or sometimes they want people to look up. That's why they build government buildings big and tall. That's why they put a judge on a stoop, because they want you to look up. Now, it's a little stupid, but that's the way people have done that. And people want to think that God wants to be their judge and stuff. God doesn't want to be your judge. If you've done something wrong to God or to somebody, He wants to forgive you. He doesn't want to judge you. He doesn't want that at all. And He doesn't want you to think that you need to be covered in the blood of His Son. He doesn't want you to think about, needing to eat His Son's flesh or drink His blood. He doesn't want you to think about any of those things. He wants you to think about love like a child thinks about love, which is in kindness and love. And my daughter used to, I'd hold her and she'd put her hands like this, and she'd say, I love you, Dad. And we talk about, how I love her as much as the world, right? As much as the whole world, right? Some people want you to think that Christ is supposed to be like this on a cross, and that is open arms for a hug, not to go on a cross, not to be crucified. That's fiction. That's a crucifixion. But love isn't fiction. Love is real. Love is true. Love is good. And love is kind. And God is love. But you can't actually write that with a pen. Maybe there's a way to have a written language, but people have used a pen. They call it penitence, repent, those kinds of things. There's other words where they use it, but the thing is what it does is it puts people in, bondage. The serpent, right? The serpent. What the sir write? What he penned? He wrote laws, rules, and regulations when it's really very simply, love one another. And you can write that all kinds of ways. Line up in the sky right now. Those are called biplanes. 2 wings. When you buy something, you're serving 2 masters. When you use money, it's 2 masters, right? Because you have one is the dead, which is money. There's the dead presidents. They come from the Bureau of Engraving, which is an engraven image, right? Like a golden calf or something. And well, maybe not like a golden calf, but that's the way it is. Anyways. So when you buy something, it's in a way it's kind of like buying love. It's or when somebody makes you buy something, it's kind of like they're saying buy to love, because love is supposed to be free, right? The best things in life are free. So if you love somebody, you do that free. That's why a gift is something that you give to somebody free. You give it to them, and then you don't say, here's a gift, you owe me for it. Now the person may feel like they want to do something good for you or kind for you, sometime, but they don't owe you anything. It's like living. You don't owe anything to anybody for being living. But kind of in a way, we kind of all owe each other to love each other. Because if we don't do that, my dad said to me, I said once to him, I said, the only thing we have to do is love each other. He said, I would say that's false gospel. That's not the false gospel. That's the truth. Now, we can love each other by building houses for each other. We can love each other by building planes. And they don't have to be biplanes. In other words, you don't have to buy it. And you don't have to buy blessings, like a Bible. And you don't need more money, like a Mormon. You just need love. I know that kind of sounds like a song, a little cliche, but it is the truth. If we loved each other and we loved each other free, we could free each other. And then it would not only look like heaven, it'd feel like it. Sometimes I feel like heaven. Because heaven isn't just a place, it's an experience, and it's a way of living. The thing with money and law is it has gotten people looking at the wrong places to find God and to find love. You can't. If you think about heaven, some people say, you're supposed to wait until you die to experience heaven. Now, I'm going to say this to you, and I'm going to say this with lots of love. Whatever religion you're part of, God doesn't think you should have to wait until you die to experience heaven. That's why He gave you wives, children, and beautiful land and scenery everywhere on earth almost. Now, he also left us room to do some things and add some beauty and work with some of the stuff that's here, so that we can make it as beautiful as we like and as we feel. It nurtures our creativity, and it teaches us to be perfect like God. We get to kind of teach ourselves how to be perfect and how to be as close to God as we want to be by just making heaven with each other and for each other. A lot of people think about heaven, about the place after they die, and my question is this: when you think about heaven that way, do you think there's money there? My guess is you probably think there's not money in heaven, and so then my question would be, well, why would you want God to have to return to some place that isn't heaven if you feel like you're waiting for God to return? Why do you want Him to come to a place that feels lots of people would say this, the experience of living on earth feels more, it feels, wouldn't you want God to feel like He's coming to a place where He feel comfortable, like He felt at home, like He felt like He was with His family? People think God wants to live a gazillion, trillion, whatever light years or away from His family. And that's not true. That's not, think about it, right? Why do you think God made family? Because He didn't want to be alone. He didn't want to be by Himself. He wanted to be with family. So He made everybody. And then He said, make some more. And if you think about it, I know some people really want to think about God as being somewhere, some far away. But if you're going to think about it that way, I wish you would think about God as He is here. You don't have any idea. God could be anybody. He could be a homeless guy. He could be a rich guy. He could be a person you're standing next to in the grocery store. Anywhere. You might want to just see, how you treat Him if you didn't have any idea He was actually God. Or maybe He was giving you an opportunity to show yourself how you'd treat Him if you didn't have any idea that He was God. Maybe it wasn't a test. Maybe it was just to see, just give you the opportunity to say, God could be anywhere. How am I going to make, I want to make sure that I'm good to everybody.